Storytime.
Moana, Mom, and me.
Welcome to this year's Kite Festival, Chief Tui said. Everyone was invited to participate. All kites had to be built and flown on the same day. It was one of Moana's favorite traditions because she always made a kite with her mother, Sina. Every year, Moana and Sina built a new kite. As Moana grew older, the kites got better and bigger.
She's remembering.
Yes, that's right. And bolder. Let's take our kite to new heights this year, Moana told her mother. She envisioned a kite with long wings, a long tail, and even a beak. It would look exactly like the great Motunui seabird. Sina loved the idea. Come on, Pua, Moana said to her pet pig. I will race you to the beach. Heihei, the rooster, followed. Once they reached the
He's
shore...
touching his hand.
Who is?
Heihei.
Silly rooster. He's a silly rooster. Once they reached the shore, Moana began sketching her ideas on banana leaves. Moana studied a group of seabirds, focusing on one in particular. She watched it in admiration as the bird flapped its wings and took off into the air. This was exactly how she pictured the kite. Moana sketched a few designs before settling on her favorite. Do you think Mom will like this? She asked, holding up the leaf. Heihei opened up his wings just like the bird in her drawing, which made Moana laugh. Moana led Pua and Heihei to a coconut grove nearby, where she collected sticks for the frame and coconut husks to make rope. Heihei began pecking near some palm fronds and tree bark. We could use those. Nice find, Heihei, Moana said. Once Moana had gathered everything she needed, she headed home. She could not wait to make the kite with her mom. Together, Moana and Sina spread all the supplies out on a mat. I've been saving these for our kite, Sina said. She handed Moana pieces of beautiful tapa cloth. Thank you, Moana cried, hugging her mom. Moana and Sina pounded the fibers from the coconut husks until they were flat. Then they braided them and wove them together to make a long, strong rope. After that was done, they constructed the kite's frame. Next, Sina helped Moana paint the tapa cloth to look like a bird. Once the cloth dried, Moana decorated it by stamping on shapes inspired by the oceans and mountains of Motunui. After tying the tapa to the frame, Moana and her mother added the guide rope to steer and control the kite. Moana, it's almost as big as you, Sina exclaimed. And now for the finishing touch, in honor of our family, Moana said. She tied a few royal red feathers to the kite's tail. Moana felt the wind blow, and the guide rope pulled tight. Sina tossed the kite into the air, and it lifted off. It is flying, exclaimed Moana. We did it! Building the kite had been so exciting, Moana and her mother had lost track of time. They returned to the festival immediately. Look at Hey. There you are, Tui said to Moana as she ran up. I have been looking forward to seeing what surprise you have for us this year. I think this is our best one yet. Wait until you see it fly, Moana said. When Moana lifted her kite, it felt heavier than before, but she managed to get it in the air and watched as it climbed higher and higher. Suddenly, the kite twirled to the left, then swooped to the right, and dove directly for Moana. What does that say?
It was out of control.
That's exactly what that says. The kite took another nosedive, and that was when Moana saw...
Heihei. And I want to tell you something. This is her mom.
Oh, yes. That's right. Heihei, she shouted. You are flying. Moana gently lowered the kite to the ground. Great job, everyone, Tui said, especially Moana and Sina. I could not have done it without you, Mom, Moana said. And thanks to Heihei for a special flight that no one will ever forget.